Rogers. The drama department of the Samuel Hearn Secondary School in Inuvik staged their own version of Anne of Green Gables for the whole community to see in the school's gymnasium. This is the first part of a two-part series. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy the show.
Okay. We wanted to do a musical production, and so Al Nicholson, being our music man in the school, suggested Anne of Green Gables because he's familiar with the piece and familiar with the music. And there was a high interest in the grade 8s because they were studying Anne of Green Gables, so we thought we'd try it. We know it wasn't really relevant to the North, but because the kids were studying it, we thought it would be relevant to what we were doing here in the school.
When he said Anne of Green Gables, that really intrigued me because, of course, as a child, I loved that book. I happened to be having my grade 8s read it at the time, and it's just a really beautiful example of Canadiana, and I just really appreciate the book and L.M. Montgomery a lot. So I jumped at that right away, and I thought it would be good for our kids to do a play by a Canadian author.
She is a lover of music from Fenelon Falls, Ontario, Barbara Van Erve, and she came out to play the show for it. So the musical score was written by Norman Campbell, and the lyrics were written mainly by Don Heron, who's probably known to many as Charlie Farquharson. And so to me the songs are wonderful. They all have a bright peppiness to them, and they're really excellent to sing and listen to. So I think it was a great musical to do.
worked as the producer on the play, so I did all the running around behind the scenes and coordinating some fundraising.
Al Nicholson and Sandra Ament brought up the idea one day. I guess it was a parent meeting night or something that we had at the school, and they asked me if I'd like to get involved, and I said, sure, I'll help out. And then the next thing I knew, I was the director. So Sandra was the producer and Al was the musical director. So it went from helping out to a big part of it. Well, I mean, luckily we split it 3 ways, but it was a lot of work.
Well, we decided on the play, Anne of Green Gables. Once we decided on the production, what we did is we decided we'd make the kids audition. So we publicized that auditions would be held for anyone interested in taking a part in the play, either a musical or acting part. Or at the same time, we also asked for volunteers for lights and stuff behind the scenes. And those that were interested in acting, we had a meeting and we held auditions. We gave them parts of the play to practice. We decided actually when they came in, we just read a piece of the script to them and they read it back to us. And then they had a musical audition as well where they had to sing. I think we had them sing "O Canada" actually, just to see if they can carry a tune. And based on how they did on their audition, we kind of chose roles for them. And everyone that auditioned actually did take a part in the play. So it wasn't too hard we didn't have to leave any kids out. It was nice. We actually had kids playing more than one role because we had more parts, because there was a lot of parts in the play. Then we had kids that were actually interested in making a commitment because they understood it was a big commitment with a lot of rehearsal time.
Oh, look! It's Matthew Cuthbert! Huh? Driving a buggy, dressed like he was going to a funeral. Matthew Cuthbert? Driving a buggy? In his Sunday suit, and on a Tuesday? Why isn't he home bugging his potatoes? Yoo-hoo! Matthew! Where you off to? He didn't say. Matthew never does. Well, that's the truth. Where is Matthew going and why is he going there? Matthew Cuthbert never goes anywhere. He's wearing his clean white collar, he's wearing his store-bought suit. Let's get us the ring of collar. Don't be silly, don't be sassy, don't be cute. Where do you suppose he's going? He's hitched up a Sunday steed. He should be home a sowing turnip seed. It must be a fearful task then, it must be something bad. Why don't I go and ask them? Are you balmy? Are you batty? Are you mad? It was bad, he drive much faster. It was nothing, he drives slow. I'd better go ask his sister. Marilla, be sure to know. You better go ask Marilla, you better go pay a call. I'll borrow a drop of vanilla and ask her to domino. You can talk about the weather, then ask her all at once. Why don't we all go together? We're no snoopers, we're no gossips. Oh, you dunce!
The 3 of us met afterwards and we sort of decided amongst ourselves who we thought would be best for each character. In some cases, we had one of our main characters ended up pulling out at the last minute, and we had somebody, Stephen Robertson, fill in. Basically, it was down to the wire. It really, was it, 2 or 3 weeks before the production, and he learned all of his lines, and he learned all of the songs, and he did a wonderful job.
Stephen Robertson is actually one of the other people we had looked at for Gilbert, and Stephen actually initially turned down the part and didn't want to be in the play. We had problems with the person that we had for Matthew, just in terms of was unable to learn the lines and unable to make all rehearsals. And so with less than 3 weeks to production, we actually asked Stephen to take the part on of Matthew, and he studied hard and learned his lines and did a great job with the music under a lot of last-minute pressure, so he came through for us in the end. Well, we started rehearsals, or auditions, I guess we started in October. And then we decided not to really concentrate too much on the play. They actually read through the play a couple times together as a cast after we had selected the cast members. And then we had them music practice at least once a week at the beginning. And they did a mini performance, I guess, at the Christmas sing-along last year just to get them used to being in front of an audience. We started rehearsals in earnest after Christmas. And we had hoped to actually put on the play at the beginning of March, but we had to postpone it because didn't feel we were quite ready for it. And in the end, we had rehearsals 2 to 3 times a week. Key cast members, or the main parts, they meant more than that, and they actually had times in the community where they actually went out and performed some of the songs just to drum up interest, as well as to give them rehearsal time in front of an audience, because that was a key factor in terms of projecting. We knew we weren't using any mics, and there was a lot of nervousness because most of the kids had not been in any production at all.
If you're looking for the 5:30 train, it's been and gone.
Oh?
Half an hour ago.
But it's only 20 past 5.
I guess Alicia got the part. One is she was very shy with her singing. We were a little nervous about that, but she showed that she was very committed to learning her lines, and she has a very active role in other activities in the school, and does well academically in terms of keeping up with her work. And we thought she'd actually play the part quite well just because she was very enthusiastic.
If you're looking for the 5:30 train, it's been and gone.
Oh?
Half an hour ago.
But it's only 20 past 5.
If you're looking for the station master, he told me to tell you he's gone home.
He told you to tell me?
I suppose you are Mr. Matthew Cuthbert.
Yes.
Mrs. Spencer told me what you looked like. I was beginning to be afraid you weren't coming for me.
There must be some mistake.
Yes, the half-an-hour train usually arrives half an hour late, regular as clockwork. If you hadn't come for me, I was going to walk down the track to that big wild cherry tree. See it?
Yes.
And I was going to climb into it and stay all night. Wouldn't that be lovely? Am I talking too much? People are always telling me I do. Mrs. Spencer says my tongue must be hung in the middle in class, so I'll stop. I can stop whenever I make up my mind, although it's awfully difficult.
No, I don't mind. You can talk all you want.
Oh, I'm so glad. It seems so wonderful that I'm going to live with you and belong to you.
But you're... I'll let Morella do it.
I beg your pardon.
Would you like some help with your bag?
Oh no, I can carry it. It's an excruciatingly old bag. I'm glad I'll never have to use it again. Mr. Cuthbert, what would you rather be if you had a wish? Divinely beautiful, or dazzlingly clever, or angelically good?
Well, now, I don't rightly know.
Neither do I, but it would be nice to think you had a choice.
Why, it's red, ain't it?
Yes, red hair and freckles have been my lifelong sorrows. But why are your robes red?
Well, a fellow once told me it was the iron in the soil getting rusty. But I don't suppose he could have really meant it.
Thought it could be the wounds of tragic destiny, dripping from a busted family tree. An evil spell, and it compels Malcolm's lonely skyfall to meet their doom and perish horribly. Picture now the vicious strife that started rage way back in the olden days of yore. Family confused, engaging, drenching all your love the soil of as far as I can see, I've just cleared up mystery. Why worlds are wrecked perpetually?
Tamara was Marilla. Tamara had me panicking, I think, a little bit at the end because she had a hard time studying her lines, but she's always a trooper at the end and came through. I know she felt very nervous about her singing parts and didn't feel very confident, but I think she pulled them off very well.
First, I want you to go back to the woodshed and get some pieces of wood for the stove. And that's when you'll tell me, hurry along, child, and not too big stakes, mind.
You're back.
So it would appear.
I watered Pearl. She's having her oats now. We're getting a bit low on oats. I'd best drive over to White Sands or Carmody.
Matthew, mind the eggs. What would Dr. Malcolm say? Have you no thought for your heart?
You tell old Malcolm, my heart's never been better.
Sit down this minute or you'll get the heaves. Now stop, both of you. I have something to say. Matthew and I have decided to keep you. That is, if you would be a good little girl.
Paul, for Gilbert. Gilbert was a toss-up. We actually had some really good singers. Paul ended up getting the part because we had two people that we were requesting or asking, and Paul was more able to handle the responsibilities and make the commitment that needed because there was a lot of lines and a lot of singing and a lot of memorizing required for it.
He's awfully handsome, isn't he? His name is Gilbert Blythe.
Gilbert, stay, put it off the board.
Wondering, all at once I'm wondering what it's like to grow up and have someone show up who'll be awfully nice and you'll be such a silly fool. She'll never look your way. Now they'll all be wondering, and they'll gab like parrots, 'cause I called her carrots. Wondering, what was that hit me? And blundering, like I might be wondering, if she might be wondering about me this way. And I'm sorry I couldn't show Mr. Phillips today. I hope we can still be friends. And wondering, what was that hit me? And blundering, like I might be wondering if she might be wondering about me this way.
We had some chime. The senior high chime choir played 2 numbers, and this is a new set of chimes the school has, and we played the theme from Anne of Green Gables.
very happy with the way the production went. I was very happy with the community support we received. It was a great boost for the kids. The storyline for Anne of Green Gables, it was hard for some people to understand why we chose it, because it's not very culturally relevant to the North. But the kids seemed to really enjoy it, and they really got into the characters, and they could relate to the characters of Anne and Gilbert. And I think overall it was a great experience for the kids. It really boosted their confidence, and it was a great experience for the community, because it's not something that's been done for quite a while in Inuvik, and it brought people into the school. And we also had the opportunity to take the play up to Tuck, which was a nice opportunity for the kids, because most of them hadn't been on the ice road ever, and Tuck had never seen a full-length play before, so it turned out to be a good experience for everybody. The play was written by Lucy Maud Montgomery. It was written as a book first, I believe, and then TV format. There have been music productions done several times across Canada. We actually had one of the people that wrote the musical score for the play contact us, because he was very thrilled that this was as far north as Anne of Green Gables has ever been shown by an amateur cast or any cast, and so he was very happy to be supportive in any way he could, and was just really thrilled that we were actually showed an interest in Anne of Green Gables.
The production staff, cast and crew worked long and hard to bring us this play. Next week and in the near future, the Inuvialuit Communications Society will be airing more segments for your viewing pleasure. Thanks again for watching. Good day.